Probably my first memory as a kid is in the stadium. I grew up in the track.
It's not just the physical talent. You also need to have this character, this grit, this discipline.
They expect me to win, they expect greatness. But you gave them a reason to expect that. Pressure is a privilege. It truly is.
Here is EJ Obiena, Asian champ, World University Games champion, Asian record holder.
He can up the Asian record if he makes this.
He has been steadily improving his personal best. Can he do it again?
Oh God, there it is.
Does he have it in him? Does he have enough confidence for his final attempt? Will he become the first Asian athlete to clear 6 meter? There you go! He clears it.
EJ Obiena rises to the world number 2 in the men's pole vault rankings.
Becomes the first Filipino to punch a ticket to the 2024 Olympics.
More pressure is now building on Ernest John Obiena. He has been struggling in his first 2 attempts.
He needs to clear that bar to keep his chances alive in these Tokyo Olympics.
His final attempt at 5 meters 80. Oh no! He had it in him. There is no denial he is a trailblazer, and it feels like we will see more of him very soon.
Tokyo was tough for me because it's my medal to lose at that point. I knew I was in good shape. I've been jumping consistently pretty good. I was healthy, and I think things do happen for a reason. I was not ready yet at that point. Maybe physically I am, but mentally, the understanding of the sport, I guess it was not that deep. Some stuff that was happening in the background, I would say, was kind of heavy for me, but no excuse. I faltered, and I should have been able to hold myself together and really push for it. After that, I've learned a lot. The value of every competition is a little bit more.
Let's rewind a little bit. Where are we in Formula today?
I believe I arrived the very first time around May, back in 2014. This opportunity came because of a random meeting with the legend Sergei Bubka in Manila. My plan was to get a shirt autographed. That's it, 5-minute thing. It became an hour, 2 hours and more that we're talking about pole vault, and the next thing you know, he opened up a program to train abroad. Next thing you know, I'm in Formula, seeing all these legends of the sport. It's been a fairy tale dream, I would say, the way it kind of started. It's not something that was accessible for me. If I used all the connection and all the power that I have, I couldn't have made this possible. Formia is a small town. Other than the training center here, we don't really have much. I think it's the perfect place to focus on the craft. If you just want to be obsessed with something, that's the only thing you can do. So might as well obsess over it.
I'm gonna ask you now to take the iPad.
Okay.
And then open it and click on the number 1.
I had hopes that someday he would follow my footsteps, and he exceeded my expectation. Being in the top 2 in the world, it's overwhelming. I mean, I think he's got something, not only the physical gift or the talent. I think he has this attitude, being determined. If he wants something, he keeps on trying until he reaches it. I believe it's not just the physical. You also need to have this character, this grit, everything that you need to become a champion.
That's funny. There's something funny he said there. I exceeded his expectation. I think I exceeded everybody's expectation, even myself. We just wanted to jump 5 meters. You can't tell my story without a few people, and one of those is my dad. I can't really fully materialize in saying what he has done, but I'm pretty sure if he was not in the picture, I would not be here. I would not be who I am. I grew up in the track. It's like Probably my first memory as a kid is in the stadium. It was probably not the usual kids things, I would say, but it was fun. My playmates were national athletes. Seeing them train day in, day out, and seeing all these like people like my dad flinging themselves 16 feet over the ground, it was an amazing feat to see. And it was something that I always want to do and see how it feels. And that curiosity brought me here. He has got me from 0 to 5 meters. Credit all to him, and because of that, I was able to knock on these doors and meet my current coach now. And my current coach has improved me from 5 meters to now 6 meters. And I've worked with him for 10 years, so that's Vitaly Petrov.
Welcome to Paris for the Diamond League. Some of the finest pole vaulters around the world are meeting one last time before the starts of the 2024 Olympics.
The Diamond League is a very condensed one-day event of track and field. It's an invitational, but only the best of the best are invited. And you know it would always look like an Olympic final or a world championship caliber competition. That is what makes it unique. People all over the world would want to compete in a Diamond League.
This is a crucial event that will certainly set the tone before the Paris Olympics.
Yes, Claire, all these athletes will meet again very soon. Where do they stand against each other? Certainly, we will have some answers today. Ernest John Obiena is getting ready to open his competition with a bar at 5 meter 50. Let's see how he fares.
Good start for EJ passing his entry bar. 5 meter 50 is a warm-up height for all these guys.
The main reason we're going to Paris Diamond League was to hopefully jump on the Olympic Stadium, to get a feel of it. How is it? As much as everything is standard, there's little characteristic in every arena. How's the wind blowing? Is it too big of a stadium that it creates their own little ecosystem of winds? And like, how's the box? How's the runway? Unfortunately, it's not going to be in the same stadium, but being it in Paris and having it the last big meet for pole vaulters, I would think everybody would want to be there.
It's EJ's passion. He loves the sport because when he started it, it's just only a fun for him. He loves the feeling of being there in the air, the area where nobody knows what he can prove being a Filipino. He was in the European circuit before that nobody knows him. After proving himself that Filipinos can, right now he is known there. When he goes to the competition, there are already flags of the Philippines waving around. He wants to do the best that he can so that he can prove the worth of having that flag there.
What does it mean to you personally to represent the Philippines, to represent the country?
It always develops. It's always been, it's actually not the right to compete for the Philippines. It is a privilege. It is true. And I mean that in every word. It's unique what Filipino can bring on the table in the world. I believe that and I take pride in that. But I think one of the things that we're lacking is self-belief. The belief that we can be the best in anything that we set out to do. Filipinos, we always kind of put ourselves a little bit lower to that. To a degree, you need to convince yourself. And that's what inspires me to do what I do now. Being at the top of my game, I never really thought of it being an inspiration more than just the kids. And for me, that is something that I want to do. Hoping that, you know, all the kids in the world out there seeing being a Filipino, it's not a disadvantage. It's just a nationality. You can be one of the best if you want. You want to be whatever you want to do, you can. It doesn't matter that you grew up in Philippines or we're a third world country or we have limited resources. There's a will, there's a way. You can do more, you can do better. It's a very good platform being in a sport where Asians are typically not the strong and Filipinos are not really known for it. Suddenly, there's a guy who can challenge the best of the best in the world. I take pride into that, really.
We are back in Paris for the second half of the competition. EJ now facing a bar set at 5 meters 75.
This height starts separating the wheat from the chaff. Let's see if he can get over it. And he gets it! Easy work for EJ so far.
he decided that he wanted to be a professional athlete, actually see it through to the Olympics when he just had an ACL injury. At that time, we didn't know yet that it was ACL injury for certain. So he was like, no, I'm good. I can stand. I can still run. That's how badly he wanted to vindicate himself from the previous SEA Games he won silver from. And he decided that he wanted to be a professional athlete. I remember it being a discussion back home. At this point in time, who would believe that you have the capability? You just busted your knee. But he was that driven. He was that focused. He wanted that Olympic shot. I remember my parents being against it because, you know, Asian parents, education comes first. But against all odds, even with my parents, he said, I would forever regret it and I would hate you if you don't give me this chance.
I was so focused on competing. It was a tough decision to make because I was the favorite to win, and it was not even close. After surgery, you can't walk, you can't do anything. You're literally back to zero and you're on crutches. It was a difficult thing to see. There's like a lot of times I would say mentally I crumble. I had 6 months to kind of dig deep into it and really, am I just gonna be a student athlete, or am I gonna pursue the thing that wakes you up in the morning and really, it drives you? And like, even though the odds are stacked against you, you want to try it and see. And I said my deadline was 2020. I know I'm throwing a scholarship out at the door, and like, I understand the risk. That conversation with my sister was more of a bit of screaming, and it was actually my dad. I expected him to understand it more, but I think I understand his fears, and I understand as a parent, he needed to tell me what he believes is right. I just knew that I would hate myself for not going, and I would hate it if they stopped me. But if I don't make it in 2020, I'm done. I'm gonna go back to school, I'll accept my fate and accept reality that it is not for me.
We are now reaching unforgivable heights with EJ's first attempt at 5 m 85.
The pressure is rising for those who are still fighting to win this coveted event.
Will EJ be able to separate himself from the rest of the competition?
That's what you want to know. Where am I in this pack of people? And how am I going to compete with the best of the best in the world?
EJ now discussing with his coach, the legend of the sport Vitaly Petrov.
It's going to be tough.
At these heights, the difference is made on tiny details. Will EJ be able to fine-tune his jump and pass this bar?
Kind of is a simulation of the final. You can't really repeat what or how you're going to feel in the Olympics, but you can always test how competitive you're going to be with the same group of people.
After missing his second attempt, EJ is now discussing with the judges to raise the bar even more at 5 m 95 for his last attempt. As a final preparation before the Olympics, this makes sense, because anyone hoping to get a medal in Paris will have to reach this kind of height and more.
Final attempt for EJ.
Oh no. Today is not his day. You can see the frustration in his body language. He knows he is capable of so much more, but will have to settle for 4th place today.
He now has 1 month to get ready and win this medal that would mean so much for him and his country.
Are there any drawbacks to being in your position?
There's a lot of drawbacks. I mean, I think it's easier to perform without the spotlight. It always is. You don't need to have the nerves to steal. Even that can be learned, and I learned to love it. Pressure is a privilege. That's why I always say I'm privileged to be in the position I'm in. There's not much, I would say, like a negative pressure anymore. Everything is a bonus. That's how I see it now. There's a reason why all eyes are on me, because they expect me to win. They expect greatness. There's no point in winning gold if nobody gives a damn. I think I'm healthy, fit, and as close as it could get.
Oh.
Cut for EJ Obiena, take 1. Hi EJ, I am so proud of you. You have inspired a lot of people more than you think. Thank you very much for proudly representing the Philippines in the global stage. As the Paris Olympics comes closer, I wish you all the best in your training. Stay focused and always trust in yourself. We will be praying for you, for your good health and success. We can't wait to see you soon.
To EJ, I know that you'll do your best, just like what you always do in every competition that you enter into. No matter what the outcome of the Olympics is, always know that we're very proud of you. We're supporting you even though we're miles away. And we can't wait for you to go home and spend time with us again. And like you promised, you will go to my wedding, okay?
Oh yeah, she's about to get married. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
I heard you saying. I heard you saying one day in an interview that you were not a good friend. What do you mean by that?
That's what I mean. I've not seen them. If I'm being honest, I think they've helped me more than I've helped them. The life that I'm living right now is very unbalanced, and I think you can even say it's a bit selfish because my coach is here to help me. My physio is here to help me. My PA is here to help me. My friends, they can't depend on me. They can't call me late at nights. It's a different kind of lifestyle. Being not dependable is, are you even a good friend? Spending time with your friends and family, I think truly is the most important thing out there. I think I'm not yet retiring, but the day after the Olympic final, pole vault is not priority number one in my life anymore. I'm ready, and I believe I'm capable of doing it. It's time to be a good friend, a good son to my parents, a good brother to my sister, and fill those shoes a little bit better.
What are your final words for the people following you before these Olympics?
I'm honored and privileged to be goosebumps, to be in a position that I'm at, and this sport has given me a lot and has showed me the world, has given me a life I've never imagined, power and position that I've never even thought I could reach, and the influence that comes with it, and all of it, the good and bad, having it at the grasp of my hand and never really thinking of it before. I'm very, very blessed to have the support of the Filipinos. This is why I'm doing everything I can, and as much as there are things in this journey that I don't exactly like, to even have that is a blessing.